Hi, my name is Greg.
And I'm Christina.
And we've been selling on eBay for several years now, and we just want to kind of tell you our experience. Christina sells under the username of Bayou City Treasures, and I sell under the name of Treasured Brands. And we wanted to kind of give you our experiences and talk to you about eBay during this coronavirus crisis.
You want to talk about who we're... Stop! It's okay. So, some people, though, that have inspired us to kind of move into social media have big shout out to Blake at WBK Ultra.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of John the Cincinnati Picker and Lonnie from Garage Flips. They're definitely two guys that I watch a lot of videos from, and they've kind of inspired us to take our eBay sales and our eBay store just from being on eBay only to creating the social media presence and getting the Facebook page and really going into the antique booth that you saw setting up before this.
So let's talk about thrifting sources.
Sure. Yeah, a lot of the places same places you're probably thinking of. Estate sales, online auctions, thrift stores like Goodwill, Family Thrift, Value Village. You may have different brands or different companies in your neck of the woods, but obviously we all have kind of those. The occasional garage sale. You have some other places that you like to source from.
Mm-hmm. Well, we feel like whenever we're out, we're always looking for a bolo. So something, maybe a odd cereal, or I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah.
So a toy. It could be anything.
Yeah.
That could be at a gas station. That could be at Target, at a dollar store. But we're basically always walking around looking for stuff and scanning.
Yeah, checking out the end caps, the clearance areas at Target or Walmart. Sometimes you can find some hidden gems there as well. Sometimes things are going to be, not selling great, but you may scan 5 or 10 things, and out of that 5 or 10 you may only get 1 or 2 hits, but if it's a good hit, it's worth the effort and the work.
Mm-hmm. So do you want to talk about where we do most of our listing from?
Yeah, that's kind of what we wanted to talk to you about. It's great if you get to the business point where you have a huge warehouse, but we do pretty much everything. Our entire eBay business is from a very small space here in our kitchen. It could be a small room, wherever you have, but we do our sourcing out, obviously, with the thrift stores, the estate sales. But then when we come back here, we basically do our images from our anywhere you have a blank kind of white or cream base wall that
right.
You can do.
Like a lot of times, even just using this door that you see behind us, we'll put our mannequin up and take pictures there. You can't really see this countertop, but we're sitting at a countertop. We do a lot of our pictures here. We don't have any fancy lighting. We don't have any fancy backdrops.
But the point is, you too can do this from a very small space. You don't need a huge space. It's great if you can commit that to it, but just starting out, just finding items, listing them, getting them on there. We do it from a really small space. It happens to be in our kitchen, but again, we go outsource. Then we take our images from here. We do our listings a lot of times from here. I prefer to do my listings on the eBay app on my phone. Christina likes to do them on the laptop. Both work great for us, just a personal preference thing. And then we do a lot of our shipping right here from the kitchen. As long as you can commit a small space, either in a garage or another room. That's our parrot in the background, our umbrella cockatoo. But, if you can commit a small space to keeping some boxes, a little bit of packing peanuts and some bubble wrap and packing tape, a small space is all you really need to get the ball rolling and get your business started on eBay.
So obviously sourcing is tough right now with all the thrift stores being closed, but we already had a lot of inventory that we had collected before this happened. But if you don't, just look in your own closet. You probably have some clothes that you're not wearing. Maybe your kids have some games that they're not using. Anything, especially board games or puzzles, are really hot right now since everyone is just locked inside. So you don't even need to start with spending any money. Just look in your own house and see what you already have.
Yeah, especially good brands in good condition, unused coloring books, like she said, puzzles and games and toys, or anything that would be a collectible, would have some value, would have some interest from somebody else that you're no longer using or no longer interested or needing. Or the way the world is out there these days, there's a lot of people that that are going to be in a financial pinch from this situation, and maybe it's time to get rid of some of the things that you do like, unfortunately, but you know that they would bring in revenue to your household right now in this time of need.
So we're going to take a break for just a second. We'll be right back to show you some of the items that we have listed recently on eBay.
Hi, we're back to show you just a few items that we've been listing here lately during the coronavirus shutdown. Obviously, we can't take you to Goodwill or out to an estate sale to show you kind of us thrifting or sourcing right now and how we look at things, but these are just a few items that we had before kind of being stuck at home here, and that we're going to show you just kind of what, these are just a couple of things that we're out there looking for. So I'm going to start with kind of vintage headwear. Here recently at Goodwill bins, I found this really cool vintage 90s Seattle Supersonics hat, brand new with tags. Anytime you could find something like that, brand new with tags, vintage, definitely pick that up if it's a good price, and obviously Goodwill bins is always a good price. This is a Texas Longhorns tassel hat, obviously made in the 70s or 80s. Got that in an estate sale, and this is a Green Machine hat, vintage tassel hat that I got also at Goodwill recently. Vintage headwear like that is always hot. It's always popular, especially if you can find it. Fortunately enough, if you're lucky enough to find it with brand new with tags. But something like that, vintage headwear, vintage clothing, even the 90s clothing, the old Champion stuff, it's definitely hot. You know, an outfit like that, people are always looking to add a pop to an outfit like that. So an old vintage jersey that's in really great condition, or vintage headwear like that, it's going to give a real nice pop to a unique outfit. So people are always out there looking for unique headwear and unique clothing items like that. You know, especially those that they haven't been made in 30 or 40 years. So, you know, about the only place you're going to find them, if you're not fortunate enough to find them yourself, is going to be somebody's going to have to source it on eBay. Another thing that I listed recently was this large Baylor Bears pinback button from the 80s. You know, something like that. Again, it's not something that somebody's going to be able to go out and find at a store. I got that for a couple of bucks at a collectibles show here in Houston not that long back. Listed it. So if you can find vintage college or vintage pro sports memorabilia like that, you know, especially the bigger the fan base, the better. But something like that, again, it's going to be a unique listing, because there's not 1,000 of those kind of things. There's not 1,000, you know, of that unique item sitting out there on eBay when you go to do your listing. So your listing is going to be unique. It's not going to be cookie cutter and just a run-of-the-mill item. Another thing I wanted to mention and bring up is that, you know, some of the thrift stores, when they're opened, especially like Family Thrift here in Houston, they have kind of, we call it a grab bag area, but it's an area where they have a bunch of different bags on the walls, and they're typically $1 to $3 or $4, no more than $4 most of the time, and they're filled with different varieties of things. And this happened to be Magic Towel lot for a couple bucks that I got, and I was able to do a variation listing on these. But we've gotten, you know, old vacuum belts, old Hoover vacuum belts in those bags. We've gotten really good soaps. I'll tell you about that in 2 seconds. You know, there's oftentimes you'll find a grab bag like that. It might have 3 or 4 hodgepodge items, and one of the items will be the money maker out of the bag. But you kind of have to buy, you know, the whole bag with everything. But, you know, there'll be old, brand new, unused vintage batteries for cameras. You know, you can find a lot of good stuff in the battery or in the grab bag area. But the point is, you know, we're all going into the thrift store looking for the brand new, really good electronic, or the really good clothing brand, or really good shoe brand that's on, you know, just happens to be there that day. But don't overlook the little small grab bag areas that, you know, because they'll have the bags for a couple bucks, and you can find some hidden gems in there. There was a time that I was looking through them, and for a couple bucks I got a bag of 3 different bars of soaps, and they were it was just a couple dollar bag, and each bar of soap ended up being $18 because it was a fancy French soap. So those are definitely something to take a look at too. So last thing I want to talk about was kind of the glassware, the plate area, and kind of the thrift stores. This is a Happy Easter deviled egg palette platter that I picked up, happens to be a Ray Done by Magenta. Hopefully you can see that through the shrink wrap. I had already shrink wrapped it for protection after taking my images. This is a Hallmark cookie platter, large cookie platter. And you know, these great platters. They're most of the time $2, $3, $4, maybe $5 at Goodwill, Family Thrift, places like that. But you know, if you're finding them, you want to stay away from the unbranded ones. But if you're finding them like the Ray Done by Magenta, the Mud Pies, the Hallmarks, the really good brands, those are $30, $40, $50 platters and plates on eBay, and that's what they retail for out there. Really high quality plates, really good items to find for a couple bucks, and they can be good money makers. The only thing you have to take into account with them is that they can be heavy, especially by the time you bubble wrap them and protect them properly for shipping to make sure that they make it to their destination safely. They can get heavy. The packaging can get heavy, so you have to take that into account. We oftentimes do free shipping on our listings, so if you're going to do free shipping, you have to kind of factor that into your price and make sure that you don't get killed on shipping on that. And you know, or if you're going to charge for shipping, you want to make sure that it's a fair price. You want to make sure that you weigh it properly and that you put the proper measurements in there for a heavy piece like that, because offering either free shipping or the correct shipping by, you know, putting in the correct measurements and the correct weight and letting the eBay calculator do to process the correct shipping amount, just offering the correct shipping amount and a fair shipping price is definitely a key element to being a respected and good eBay seller. So that's it for me, and up next is going to be Christina to show you some of her items.
Hi, this is Christina again, and I'm back to show you some of the items that I have listed recently on eBay. If you can see behind me, this is my mannequin Frankie, and she's wearing a little Lululemon top that I listed recently. This is another Lululemon tank that I listed the other night. If you wear Lululemon, if you're familiar with the brand, you know how expensive it is. So if I find it at a thrift store in good condition, reasonably priced, I rarely ever pass it up. And not to mention athletic wear, it goes by quickly. The people right now don't have a lot of extra money to spend and they're still working out. So athletic wear are great things to list, even if you have it around your house. Maybe it's your own stuff that you're not wearing anymore. That would be great to list. Another brand that I look out for is the North Face. This is a really nice tank that I just got the other day. You can see nice big logo. I listed this just a couple of nights ago. Got it for a really good price at Family Thrift, and I've already been getting questions about it. So North Face, Lululemon, good brands, keep an eye out for those. This is something that I'll probably have to keep for a while. It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cupcake stand. It's new in the package, and in the past we've had great luck with party supplies. Right now, no one's having parties, but when everything bounces back, this will already be listed. So I've already put the time in, listed it, and we'll see what happens. As Greg mentioned in his video, Mud Pie and Ray Done are brands that a lot of people follow. This is a Mud Pie frame. It's a little bit heavy, but it's really nice. We usually have really good luck with Mud Pie and Ray Done. And this I just listed last night. This is a vintage Scrabble for Juniors board game. I got it for $1.99 at Goodwill. And right now, with everything that's going on, people are bored at home. They are tired of playing their same board games. They want something different. And I know the last time that we went to the store, the board game and puzzle section was nearly empty. So eBay may be a great place for people to go to look for new board games. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe below, and we will have future videos. If you have any questions, please let us know and we'd be happy to help. And most of all, if you're just starting out, good luck, and let us know how it goes. Thank you.